Hi everyone, it's John. Welcome back. Let's keep this going like we never stopped. Second verse, same as the first. More stuff I'm getting rid of. If you want the somewhat long intro, please go watch the first one. But I'm just going to keep on with the boxes. So this is the complete poetry of. There you go. The complete poetry of Samuel Hoffenstein. A dusty copy of Gulag by Anne Applebaum. Skepticism and Ideology, Shelley's Political Prose and its Philosophical Context, From Bacon to Marx. Visual Shock, A History of Art Controversies in American Culture by Michael Kamen. Tony Jute's book, Ill Fares the Land. Julian Barnes's The Sense of an Ending. I forgot what the publisher, their name. They have the little. It's the little triangle. They publish like lesbian, gay, LGBTQ lit. It's Bertram Cope's Year. It's an early gay novel. This is Jean Baudrillard's The Transparency of Evil, Essays on Extreme Phenomena, with some of my notes in it. Here's Pascal Bruckner's The Tyranny of Evil, an essay on Western masochism. More Julian Barnes. This is Metroland. Stephen Domis's History of the Middle Ages. This is a Norton anthology of Jewish American literature by Jules Shemetsky, John Filsteiner, Helene Fotzbaum, and Catherine Hellerstein. This is Mark Kishlansky's A Monarchy Transformed, Britain from 1603 to 1714. This is To Live by Hu Hua. And this is The Immigrants by Wg Sibald. The Marriage Plot by Jeffrey Eugenides. I think this is the third Jeffrey Eugenides novel I've given away. A World Lit Only by Fire. The Medieval Mind in the Renaissance. Portrait of an Age by William Manchester. Past Imperfect. Facts, Fictions, Fraud, American History from Bancroft and Parkman to Ambrose, Belial, Ellis, and Goodwin. This is a book of 4 case studies with namely the people listed at the end there: Ambrose, Belial, Ellis, Stephen Ambrose, forgetting Belial's first name, Joseph Ellis, and Doris Kearns Goodwin, all of whom at one time in their career were accused of plagiarism of some kind. This is Fools of Fortune by William Trevor, one of his short novels. Much bigger fan of his short stories. The Renaissance, A Short History by Paul Johnson. Vile Bodies by Evelyn Waugh, and Testaments Betrayed by Milan Kundera, an essay in 9 parts. This is an invitation to reflexive sociology by Pierre Bourdieu and Luc Wacquant. The First Moderns by William R. Everdale. It's a book by the University of Chicago Press. And this is Manhood at Harvard, William James and Others by Kim Townsend. This is Before Darwin, Reconciling God and Nature by Keith Thompson. And Finding Darwin's God, a scientist's search for common ground between God and evolution. And Michael Sandel's Public Philosophy, Essays on Morality and Politics. Just push these to the side so I can open a box. Byzantine Slavery and the Mediterranean World by Yuval Rotman. Modern Europe, Volume 1, From the Renaissance to the Age of Napoleon by John Merriman. Francis Fukuyama's famous The End of History and the Last Man. And a novel by Pico Iyer, Abandon, a Romance. A Reader on American Politics, Classic and Contemporary Readings. Political Thinking, Political Theory and Civil Society by Stephen DeLue and Timothy Dale. And this is volume 4 in a multi-volume book. I think it's 5 volumes. This is Eric Vogelin's Order and History, I think is the name of this, the long book. This is, like you can see there, volume 4 of Order and History. This is the Ecumenic Age. Turns out I had an extra copy of that, so I don't need 2 copies. Intellectuals, Aesthetics, Politics, and Academics with Bruce Robbins editing. Victor Davis Hanson's The Western Way of War, Infantry Battle in Classical Greece. And another math book, Mathematical Bafflers, edited by Angela Dunn. Here's another I had an extra of. This is Christian de Pizan's The Book of the City of Ladies. This is Sir Thomas Browne's Religio Medici, Letter to a Friend, and Christian Morals. And this is The Orientalist, Solving the Mystery of a Strange and Dangerous Life by Thomas Rice. A book of New Yorker lawyer cartoons. This is The Lucifer Principle, a scientific expedition into the forces of history by Howard Bloom. A book on Texas wildflowers by Campbell and Lynn Lothmiller. Mexican Politics, The Dynamics of Change by Howard Handelman. The Voice of the People, Elections and Voting in the United States by Alan Abramowitz. And a copy of Call It Sleep by Henry Roth. Bloom Shakespeare Through the Ages, which is just a collection of books that give you essays and context, critical material, that sort of stuff about each one of the plays, and this one is for Othello. And another writer I never really took to, so I'm just sort of getting rid of the books I have by him. This is Haruki Murakami's The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. This is Alfred Doblin's Berlin Alexanderplatz. Words of Farewell, Stories by Korean Women Writers. This is a biography of Soren Kierkegaard by Michael Watts. And Lenin's Private War, The Voyage of the Philosophy Steamer and the Exile of the Intelligentsia by Leslie Chamberlain. Karen Armstrong's Holy War, The Crusades and Their Impact on Today's World. All Over But the Shoutin' by Rick Bragg. I would love to find a full version of this, but I think this is abridged somehow. This is Norbert Elias's The Civilizing Process, A History of Manners. The History of Manners. So definitive. And this is Political Persuasion and Attitude Change by Much, Snyderman, and Brody. Clear and Queer Thinking, Wittgenstein's Development and His Relevance to Modern Thought by Lawrence Goldstein. My old copy, read this 15 years ago, The Black Swan by Nasib Nicholas Talib. Another novelist I'm not so big on, Jonathan Franzen, The Corrections, with the Oprah Book Club title on there just to get his goat. A History of the Revolutions in Europe, 1848, The Year of Revolutions, by Michael Rappert. David McCullough's The Johnston Flood. And ignore the sticker on there. I don't even remember what that's for. Global Politics by James Lee Ray. Okay, so the last box for now, until I go through some more things. You asked for it. I mean, I'm just here showing you this stuff. This is Rabindranath Tagore's selected poems. The complete short stories of Bernard Malamud. And the long poem by William Carlos Williams called Patterson. Had another copy of this too. This is volume 2 of Mark Bloch's Feudal Society. This is the volume on social classes and political organization. And this is Michael Schmidt's Lives of the Poets. This is The Story of Layla and Majnun by Nizami. A copy of Hamlet. For whatever reason, I have at least 2 or 3 others. The Essential Rumi, translated by Coleman Barks. And a copy of Sexual Politics by Kate Millett. More Margaret Atwood, The Robber Bride. Not the edition I want of Gulliver's Travels and Other Writings by Jonathan Swift. And I don't like these big, I don't even know why I have this, I don't like these big 1-volume edition of the complete works. But these are the complete novels and selected tales of Nathaniel Hawthorne from the Modern Library. This is Shalom Aleicham's Wandering Stars, with a foreword by Tony Kushner. The Old Gringo by Carlos Fuentes. The Master's Butcher Singing Club by Louise Erdrich. And selected poems by Anne Sexton. Three Critics of the Enlightenment by Isaiah Berlin, and that is how you say his name, Isaiah, apparently. I don't like this. Don't like this edition. It looks like it was printed on newspaper. I want a better one. Here is Readers in Cultural Criticism, their book on posthumanism by Neil Badminton. The Mambo King Plays Songs of Love by Oscar Hijuelos. Steppenwolf by Hermann Hesse. The Image, A Guide to Pseudo-Events in America by Daniel G. Borston. P.D. James's The Private Patient. And a book by John Banville called The Revolution, 3 books, I guess, The Revolutions Trilogy. This is Dr. Copernicus, Kepler, and the Newton letter. An old mass-market paperback of Anna Karenina by Tolstoy. The Finkler Question by Howard Jacobson. The Master by Colin Toybin, his novel based off of Henry James. And a copy of Candide and the Maid of Orleans by Voltaire. Okay, we're within sight of finishing. This is Georg Simmel's A Conflict in Modern Culture and Other Essays. Essays in Conceptual Analysis, selected and edited by Anthony Flew. This is Thomas Schumann's Lotte in Weimar. And C.S. Lewis's Till We Have Faces, A Myth Retold. And we'll end with two more versions of books I'm not really big on. I don't really care for Wordsworth classics, so I'm getting rid of these. The Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens, and another Dickens novel, Bleak House. So, like I said in the first video, if any of these look good, and if they're still here by the time they post, let me know, drop me a message, and I'll see what I can do about trying to find them among this gigantic pile of boxes. But otherwise, I will see you next time in Historathon or showing you some other kinds of books, a review, whatever. I will see you later. Bye.